topic.
And we're live.
Oh, okay. Kind of took me off guard there. All right, so this isn't really a ukulele or a guitar song. We'll see how it goes. But,
It's a drum solo.
It's a drum solo. Yeah,
Is it the Piano Man by Billy Joel?
It's just the beginning of the end by the Beatles. I'm just gonna go. There we go. Yeah. All right.
I was trying to time that.
It was one of those great podcasts that you can't put down at night. The boys knew what they had to do, and Chris wasn't afraid to fight. Jack hit record while Matt does magic. I wish it were that simple for Nick. And the reason that you love it is the reason we love it too, Mr. Gordon. And we never wondered what was right or wrong. We just knew. We just knew.
I think that was your best one yet, but we had two people drop out when you started singing.
I think so, yeah, because
we went from 5 to 3, so I'm not saying it was you.
that was pretty bad. Yeah, they wanted to ignore that. I don't blame
Could have
them.
been when you said Chris was fighting, people got afraid and said, "Okay, I've heard that story."
I think
Yeah,
it was
it's-
when
it's
Matt
what
was
we're
doing
doing.
magic.
Matt's
It was-
doing magic. Yeah.
It was two
Yeah.
older people that dropped out, I think, maybe wearing glasses.
Well, I had that one written down like months ago, and I kept forgetting about doing that one because I figured Chris would like that because it's half written by Phil Collins.
I like it.
And you can tell too where Phil Collins
half-
wrote it. You know,
He
but,
half likes it.
yeah, he half likes it.
He half left.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I didn't know that song. That's actually I mean, usually I know the songs you play. You
Wait,
know,
You don't know that song, Matt?
I don't think so. I didn't.
It's called Hero, by David Crosby and Phil Collins.
Huh?
It's
okay.
probably the only charted hit by David Crosby.
Really?
Yeah, I mean that he actually wrote. Because I think "Carry Me" in '75 like got to like probably crack the top 40, but and then "Hero" I think like made it to the top 10 of teens or something like that. But I think what his intention was in that record is like came out in '93, was I think he wanted to work with a lot of like his musical
Really good
heroes.
musicians?
Yeah,
Okay.
because like he got Joni to write Yvette in English with him. He wrote that with Phil
Joni
Collins.
Mitchell?
Yeah.
How do you know your first name Spaeth as well?
Yeah. Oh, did I just say Joni? Well, Joni Mitchell.
You said,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
Joni.
I mean, how many
Joni.
Jonies are there? You know,
Joni
but,
loves
it was
Chachi.
definitely not her.
yeah, but yeah, again, I think he just like a lot of musicians, they don't want to work with other people much.
Well, people
but,
don't know you knew David Crosby.
I did know David Crosby. Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry, I'm listening to it in the background.
Oh,
The synthesizer is very Phil Collins.
very Phil Collins.
Genesis.
Studio.
But it's not the best record. I mean, it's got some good tracks on it, and there's another one. The B side of one of the singles is actually one of my favorites. But yeah,
It's
You
called
always seem to
B-side.
be a big fan of the B side.
well, I mean, shit, I can't. I'd have to look it up while someone else was talking. But they were a new band. So it's two women in the '90s, and they never have made it big. But amongst folk singers, you know who they are. And they had this song, and David really liked it, and so he got them to play the guitar part while he sang over it. And it's one of the best B sides there is, and you cannot
The
find
Indigo
that track.
Girls.
Indigo Girls. Thank you, Matt, for
Didn't
he's
they
he's
have-
the
didn't they-
magic man?
Didn't they have? No, that didn't one of them. Somebody had David Crosby's baby.
No, that
Who was
was
that?
Reba I know
no,
Etheridge.
Etheridge, Melissa Etheridge.
Okay,
In
sorry.
97,
I-
It was,
her-
it was
her-
her girlfriend.
Her and her partner. No,
Oh,
her
wife.
and her
Oh.
partner. Yeah.
Yes.
They had two of David's children. Yeah.
But they both
One of
got
them-
pregnant.
I think both of them got pregnant.
Okay.
Both her partner and her, and one of them died. One of the children died a couple years ago of a drug.
Oh,
overdose.
really?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's right.
Well,
But yeah, because like they were, she was really good friends with David as well, and David had Django in '95, and he was like 54 at the time, and with all of his drug related
Which is
past,
young by today's standards.
yeah. But with all his drug related past, they thought like, maybe he's not the the safest bet. But Django, I've met Django several times, and he's a great guy. He's
I'm just glad he's
normal.
finally unchained. So that's just makes me happy.
I thought he was one of the Fets.
Yeah,
So, but really, he's just a Crosby.
but he's spelled with the D, with the proper D in the front, which is silent.
Gotcha.
After Django Reinhardt.
Well, Jack's got kind of a Django Unchained kind of vibe going on with his.
I mean,
it's a shootout.
I'm curious what the banana's going to pull out, but
it's got two.
They're flowers.
Oh.
They're flowers.
Shooting flowers.
I thought those were hearts on the boots, but now I'm kind of wondering. So,
let's see.
By the way, this is the first time I'm seeing this artwork, and I was drawing the banana.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, you did a very good job.
Wow, that's outstanding.
So,
I wanted to do a shootout. Of course, maybe it was bad timing, but I said, okay.
Is there ever a good time? For sure.
I was looking for a cowboy hat, and I said that one just jumped out at me. So I said, okay, I got to make it more of a softer type, not a gunslinger, just it's like a little like Rustler's Rhapsody. Rustler's Rhapsody.
Love that movie.
It's a funny movie with
Tom Berenger,
Andy Griffith, Tom Berenger,
the woman from Taxi.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, a lot of people have never seen that movie because it was probably a bomb. It came out in probably 89 or 90.
Yeah, it's one of those you have to pay attention to because the jokes are kind of subtle.
The jokes are so good, though. Yeah. I mean, especially as a kid, as a foul-mouthed kid, I even thought it was funny because like you get to the point where, so if you don't know, he's a good guy cowboy, and it's like they're kind of playing on the whole Hollywood.
He's all in white.
He's all in white all the time. He's the good guy. He can't draw first. He can't swear. He always has to do the right thing. And
he drinks. What does he drink?
Milk.
Sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla, and he eats roots.
Yes.
Yeah. And
sarsaparilla is a root too, right?
Yeah.
Is it? I did not know that.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking that there's a sarsaparilla plant and it's the root that we use.
Well,
I don't know, man.
I assume Matt Treist is in the chat, just like waiting.
Andy Griffith though is the
he plays the bad
baron. He's the cattle baron. He's the bad guy who hires the bad guys. And he can't beat him because the good guy always wins. And so what they end up having to do is they hire another good guy to beat the good guy. As a kid, the thing that really made me laugh was there's a scene where they're kind of facing off each other, and he's like, "You've never said a swear word, have you?" He's like, "I swear all the time," and then he's like, "TT doo doo," It's like he just died.
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie in probably it must be 30 years, so I don't know if it holds up.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but who was the guy from Police Academy? Who was the guy that was always the bad guy, the funny bad guy?
Oh, the guy from MASH, right?
The short guy.
Yeah, short guy.
Yeah, he is the sidekick.
Yes.
And so it's a good little film. It's a typical 80s film in that it's low budget, but it's good.
If there's a ski lodge involved, I'm watching it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ski lodge.
We're gonna do a race down this.
Like I said, it was funny back in the day, so maybe I'll watch it someday again. Rustler's Rhapsody.
Rustler's Rhapsody. That's what I call this background that you have.
I just started creating. I just went kind of crazy because every week until someone takes over.
Yeah,
I'm going to do a banana theme every.
Feel like it's just taunting me.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, did you?
I'm trying to be appealing to you.
Did you see the title for last week's episode, Matt?
Yes, it was the beginning of Let It Be.
Yes.
So that's Nick's sign that he's saying that we're going to break up after this.
We are in 4 separate windows. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I did
Don't have my
I
hair
did think it
long
was
enough,
last week. Nick and I talked for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, which
We
was
were like
shocking.
we go, oh, this will be a quick one. I think I had nothing written down, right?
Yeah.
I had nothing written down, and I'm like going, yeah, okay, let's do a quick one, and then I don't know.
We
2 hours later,
Chris,
He's
what
not
were
said
you?
a word yet.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I just realized that there's actually a StreamYard app that I could use, and it's just not working at the moment. So I was trying to get that to work while.
Well, tell the people who are not watching us live.
So I mentioned that last week I was going to be here on the show last week. I apologize. I had work obligations that popped up that I wasn't expecting.
We got the sorry gents message.
Yeah, I did. I got you the sorry gents. When you're the key holder and the key doesn't work, it's kind of a shitty situation. So I had to wait.
You're the key master.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe. Yeah, so. I am Zool.
Gozer. Is it Gozer?
Yeah. So it was. I would have been here last year to show it to you, but I got the Apple Vision Pro.
Really?
Oh, I didn't know.
For those who are listening at home,
is that what that is? I thought what Matt was saying, they're ski goggles.
Yeah, they do look like ski goggles, don't they?
Couldn't it just come in wireless? It's kind of a ripoff, you know. We're in the 21st century.
What do you mean wireless? Oh, yeah,
that cord. Yeah.
It's a battery.
Okay, all right.
But yeah. So far so great. I mean, I actually really love it. It's been a really good experience for sitting back and watch entertainment and stuff.
You could have just taken a bag of mushrooms and been just fine.
I know. I saw that meme that you posted. It was pretty good.
Now I read today, and it's kind of discouraging since I might have stock in the company, that people are bringing them back because they're getting headaches and it's not working the way they're saying. And I'm like going, come on now, because it always seems like when Apple has a new product, the stock goes down. It's like clockwork. Okay, we're doing a new phone, the stock goes down every single time. And I like I said, I don't pay attention to it.
I mean,
you do.
I do. I kind of think
I have Apple stock. Do you hear me complaining? It is what it is. You're riding it out.
I'm not independently wealthy, so
that's.
I mean, I hope it's a success for them. I mean,
shots fired.
Not to knock Apple, because I really like Apple, but I think of Apple now as like kind of like Rolex back in the day. Like Rolex was such an icon for so long, and they always made great watches year after year. But then they've kind of been riding their coattails for the last.
Then came
years.
Timex.
Well, yeah, I mean, or Casio. And but I basically since Steve Jobs died, you don't see it like when the iPod came out and the iPhone came out and the iPad. When it was like for like a solid decade there, it just seemed like Apple was just on fire. Everything they were rolling out, and I haven't seen.
Maybe they're hiring the wrong people for their stores.
Maybe, but I kind of want that.
Don't shit on the front line, people.
I want that new like, oh fuck, I need that, kind of thing.
Well, I think maybe
I not pay $3,500 for it.
Well, maybe back then it was like, holy shit, this can do what? Because I was so far behind the times. And I said, wait, what does that do? Really? Wow. And not that I'm hip now. I mean, like I said, what Chris has on right now, I probably couldn't even work it right away. I mean, I probably need help.
Or you could work it.
Yeah, like I spent an hour a day trying to get because I need to do a screen recording off of an iPad and then share it to I don't know one of my recording softwares. And so I hooked up my mouse to my iPad, but now I'm trying to get to where the cursor can do stuff with the mouse, and it's just like
without you cursing.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle. I mean, I'll figure it out. I figured out a lot of it so far, but it's just.
I guess Matt Treese isn't because he didn't answer.
Yeah.
So, Chris, give us your review of what's it called again?
The Apple Vision Pro.
Apple Vision Pro stock killer.
So I've had it for a couple of weeks now, and it's been a really great experience. I mean, I've used it. I mean, pretty much not for productivity's sake, but I've been using it for like entertainment stuff. And
what kind of entertainment?
All sorts of entertainment there, Jack.
Well, could you describe some of the entertainment?
Well, let's just say he's got the iVision up top.
Have you watched
He's got
Star
the iJack. He's got the iJack somewhere else.
Okay.
Have you watched Star Wars with it on? Or any type of
this is going to work. Holy shit. Okay. Cool.
I guess we're all gonna have to get him now and record this way.
Yeah.
My avatar, my
I like how he's just
really weird. It's working.
Let me in.
Oh God, that's just freaky.
So that's kind of freaky, right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay, so I'm gonna mute one of my mics.
It's freaky, but you're better looking. I could say that.
Really?
Jack, you need to put the cool one
thanks.
up. Yeah, like
the cool one.
I think he looks a little.
Wait, what am I doing?
No, I meant like put it up.
Top.
Because
He looks like he's dead. Really, he looks like
put
it's
him next to each
he's
other.
A floating ghost is what
you
he looks
can make
like.
him big. You can make the center one big.
Oh,
so
okay.
You guys are like
Okay.
huge right now.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I
It
can,
is a great likeness.
Welcome to heaven.
It does. It
Your
looks like
avatar.
upload.
Okay, he did take the mushroom.
Really,
See by his acting.
Man, this is so.
It's kind
trippy.
of this persona thing.
So you can
is
live on forever.
Yeah. So this persona thing is. Oh shit! Hang on a second. Let me turn my volume down.
It looks a little bit like your avatar. Looks a little bit like Alan Tudyk.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. There you go.
Hang on. I'm getting a weird echo.
Jack, you can put the rest of us back on. I just thought
I didn't know. I didn't want to get in trouble.
Well, or you can have us on the side too if you want. But wow, it's weird. You have like a little. That's so crazy. Huh.
Oh, now you're both muted.
No, now both are muted.
I muted him, I think. Did I?
Oh, okay.
No, there we go. That should be better.
Now you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I keep your avatar muted, right?
I muted it already. It's good.
Okay. All right.
So what's really interesting? This is called persona, and persona is you hold up the Vision Pro in front of your face, and it does a whole facial scan and the whole thing, which it does a pretty good job. It's a little weird and uncanny looking, as you can kind of tell. It gets the eyes right, almost like perfect, but the rest, like, because this thing is kind of like sitting on top of my face, is kind of pushing it down a little bit. It's like,
so it's sitting in your face.
So is it like projecting just based on, like, you didn't have to create the avatar? It's just kind of figuring it out on its own?
Yeah. So when you create the avatar, you take the headset off.
Oh, okay.
And you turn it towards you. And it literally records your face. It does like a full facial scan. So right now there's cameras in the inside that are tracking my eyes and knowing when I blink and when I move my eyes around left and right. And if you were sitting in front of me, you can't really see on the screen here. You could see my projection of what my eyes look like on the outside too, which is kind of cool.
And and you're also interacting with a keyboard virtually.
Yeah, so you can do it. You can use Bluetooth keyboards, or I can pull up a keyboard that will
to it.
Here. So right now, I wish I could show this to you, but I can't. So I'm pulling up. I have a virtual keyboard right in front of me right now, so I could type away. And
that's incredible. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. It's cool. I definitely have forgotten I own a TV because I haven't needed to use one. I didn't know I could do this. I'm just kind of amazed I got streaming. So I can put
now eventually you could probably take someone's avatar and set them up in a crime, right? Put them in a spot where they're
Well, I'm definitely already thinking Minority Report here.
Very Minority Report. That's the common thread I hear a lot is Minority Report. But excuse me.
It's so weird. You're
you're here, but you're also there.
Yeah, right.
He's everywhere.
So this is so meta. This is the most meta.
Well, it's actually not meta. That would be Facebook.
Oh, sure. Gotcha.
This is the first time I've actually seen my persona in action. This is weird to me too. So, but yeah. So I mean, primarily been using it for watching TV, movies, and porn.
Yeah,
because it's pretty awesome.
Not specifically in that order.
No, not specifically in that order. I will say,
Chris beats up freaky.
Yeah, right.
Man in this world.
I will say that it's kind of cool. You can see my hands too. I will say that I am currently now on season 3 of Better Call Saul.
Better
nice.
Call Saul.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been.
I assume that you had been watching that more.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's a top of the list. You know,
I'm on
you guys
season 5
talking
now.
about. Oh, nice. Yeah. So I'm getting to know Gus Fring right now. So he's recruiting Mike, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But,
it's good. I think you'll be, like I said, you'll be really happy with it.
I don't think this show would have been successful without without them going back and showing Mike and Gus and all those people and how that all developed. I mean, I think the Saul story is interesting.
Yeah,
but I think they needed.
It got tired.
Yeah, you had to have the Breaking Bad part.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there to work just because the end of season 4, I think the actor Mike, his best performance on the whole between Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, the finale of that season was his best acting.
Yeah,
and I was just like, oh my god, because it just seems like Breaking Bad had that one scene with
your avatar went away. Oh, there
the one scene with what's the brother-in-law's name? What's his Dean? What's his name? The guy, his brother-in-law, the bald-headed guy, the cop.
Oh yeah.
Where he gets attacked.
Hank.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great.
Yeah,
scene.
Especially with Mike. Mike's character especially was the one that I really appreciated watching Better Call Saul first before Breaking Bad, because you really see where he's coming from. By the time you get to Better Call, Breaking Bad, he's not a full badass, but he's just the way he is.
I loved his character on there. I'm planning on picking Better Call Saul back up again. I knew Chris was watching it, so I was like, oh, this would be a good time for me to charge through it and finish out the show, because I'd started it, stopped it, and then I recently heard an interview with Michael McKean on it was the Dana Carvey David Spade show, Fly on the Wall, and there was an interview with him, and I just like him as a actor, comedian. I mean, this is Spinal Tap, all of the things that he's done. So
he sings in season 5, and you go, that's right, he can sing.
Yeah.
Well, and he got I think he got an Oscar for The Mighty Wind.
The Mighty Wind, yeah.
Yeah. So he
came a long way from Linny and Squiggy.
Right? I mean, and where's Squiggy?
He's definitely an underappreciated actor.
He had
for sure.
MS.
Who?
Squiggy.
No, I meant
Chris altogether.
Nick.
Yeah, Spinal Tap. Better Call Saul. He's been in a lot of stuff, and he's played a lot of different roles, and people tend to forget about him. But who he is. You see his face, you're like, I know him.
That shows you how great an actor he is, because that character could have been typecast.
Yeah. I also wonder too, for some of those actors that can kind of blend into the background of not
So sorry to interrupt you, Matt.
I guess just seeing celebrities like that out on the street, right?
Oh
they can probably be a little bit more incognito than most. So, but maybe not.
I feel that Chris's avatar is a combination, like I said, of Alan Tudyk and Bull from Band of Brothers.
Okay. We can't hear you though. That's the unfortunate part.
Matt Treese has a fun fact. The reason Mike exists in Breaking Bad is because Bob Odenkirk was unavailable for a scene where Jesse is coached about how to deal with Jane.
That's right.
Huh.
You got to forget about her. Well, he was in 48 Hours, right?
There we go.
Yes.
Mike, don't you do that, Jack. Don't you do that.
Yeah, and Beverly Hills Cop. Stuff. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah.
So can you guys hear me all right now?
No, he was in Beverly Hills Cop, and he was in 48 Hours. He's the cop, the guy where the guy from the Warriors takes his gun.
So, fun fact: I'm now exclusively running this whole thing just on my Apple Vision Pro. I'm not even connected to my computer.
You got to look now.
That's
Okay,
right. He
well,
was an airplane. Yeah, he's up to
Yeah.
10,000 feet. He's down to 5,000 feet.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
Let's see.
one of the shows that I binge watched over since I last saw you guys, I binge watched the season 2 of Welcome to Wrexham. And
Oh, nice.
if you've seen season 1, absolutely you have to watch season 2. And some of the things that they did in season 1, where you get the backstories of like just the everyday people, like it's not reality TV. It's something but
Sure no.
between a documentary of this team. It's just
Was he not in
brilliant.
it?
It's just brilliant. So
Who is he? In
there's 15 episodes, and you'll be chugging along on some of those, and you're like, wait, where is this going? And then the payoff, even the emotional pathos of some just everyday people that you see, and then you see them later, and you're like, oh, that's well done. So I think the way that they did it, just even as a documentary, is just
His name
Yeah.
was Jonathan Banks.
so anyway, now that I'm done with that, though, I need to pick up Better Call Saul and
It's so
catch up
good.
to you guys.
I haven't watched it in like a week because I got caught watching other things. But
yeah, I
You
mean,
got caught watching other things.
well, I've been watching
You and Chris
the
been-
Orville.
Oh yeah. Did you finish the Orville yet?
No, I'm on
Or
season 2 of the Orville.
season 2. Which
It's funny. It's like a couple episodes before. What's his?
Thanks,
Ed.
Andrew. Nice.
What's
Joe.
I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name. The writer guy, Ed, the character.
Oh yeah, Ed. Seth
I
MacFarlane's
said,
character.
God,
Yes.
he's like a whiny bitch. And then 2 episodes later, he goes, I sometimes act like a whiny bitch. I go, because he does. I mean, it just.
Yeah,
I-
Chris. Sorry, the one bad thing about the Avatar is that
Okay,
we
I
don't
was wrong.
really
He
get to
wasn't in
see.
48
You don't
hours.
really get to see your true expressions in your face. You know,
It does a decent job.
it
I
does a
have to give
decent
it credit.
job. Yeah, but it's harder to read you. You know,
But
like
he's
looking
paying
at you
attention.
or what
He's
you're-
paying attention to us more. What more do you want?
Oh, he was. Yes, he was in 48 hours. So there you go.
You know, I mean, like you're look. You know, sometimes you're typing. So okay, fuck you.
Yeah, and then
I feel better now.
Jack and I were talking last week. I've been watching Fargo, and so I watched 1, 2, 3, and skipped 4, and went straight to 5 because I knew 4 was the lowest rated season. Did you any? I think no. Has any of y'all watched Fargo?
No.
I've seen like
season
2
1 and
seasons. I think. if I
Yeah, I mean they're
So-
good. I think season 1 and 2 are the best by far.
Mhm.
Season 3 and 5 are not bad. They're decent. I think that because to me Fargo, because based on the movie, I always think
Mhm.
of what Fargo should be about is people who get into situations and keep digging themselves into holes.
It's
Um,
kind of like
and-
Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
like moving to Fargo.
yeah. But in season 1 and season 2 kind of do that. Season 3 and season 5 are good. I'm not saying they're not good seasons, but they're more of a I'm in this situation and I'm just trying to get out of it, or it's not the whole like fuck, why do you keep fucking up? Like why do you keep making these bad decisions? Which is
Yeah.
what season 1, season 2 is. It's like season 3 and 5 are good because I mean they're great acted. There's nothing wrong with them whatsoever. It's just not the same kind of storytelling.
I've been watching True Detective, the most
Yeah, yeah.
recent Night Country. And
That's
the
on my list, too.
mystery on that just keeps you just kind of like, what? And so
It's this is the 3rd season, right? Third time?
4th season.
4th season. That's right.
Yeah. So
I forgot about 2nd season.
yeah. I mean, there are some actors and characters in there that I'm enjoying. I didn't see season 4 or season 3. I didn't see the season before this, but I just wanted to jump in.
I've actually liked all the seasons. Obviously, the season 1 was how do you compare?
Sure.
Right.
But people go, oh, season 2 sucked. I go compared to season 1, yeah.
I will say with Night Country, I mean it's at night. I mean, it's during the darkest period in Alaska,
Oh.
where there's
they're in
not
Alaska.
sun. Yeah,
Um,
and so, but the mystery is really
Mystery Alaska.
cool.
I mean, True Detective and
Really.
Fargo really could be the same show in a way.
Mhm.
Because they kind of have the same premise in a way. True Detective.
Okay.
The only because like I
It's
know
no Manifest. It's not that good.
No, nothing is Manifest. Okay,
Yeah.
nothing is Manifest. It's its own category.
Mm-hmm.
Love it or hate it.
I don't think anyone loves it, so it's just basically it's got its own category. Hate it,
leave it. Hate watch.
But like,
this.
so like I have not seen this current season of True Detective. It's on my list. I'll watch it very soon.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents have never seen True Detective, and they decided to just watch this season.
Oh wow!
Because they saw Jodie Foster and like, oh, we'll watch it because Jodie Foster's in it.
Wow.
And they're like, it's kind of got this weird sci-fi aliens thing going on. We don't really understand what that's, And I'm kind of like, I've seen it.
They're watching. Was it?
I mean, if
that outer space,
if they're seeing aliens in it, I think that's kind of, I don't know if I'm seeing some of those things in it. There is definitely there feels like a supernatural element to it.
Right.
So to me, it kind of reminds me of like an X-Files, like
okay,
like an X in that way, because it has this like edgy mystery to it. But I mean, it's definitely, it has its gritty moments.
That's the one thing I do not understand about Fargo whatsoever, is that every season of Fargo has a weird sci-fi element to it that's never explained.
Huh.
And you're like, why? Like, why did you put this weird Easter egg out here that's just kind of like, oh yeah, we're going to do that?
I think it's to throw people off.
It does throw you off, though,
because it is a show you're trying to figure out what happened and what's going on.
Well, and
I've
never thought of True Detective as being a sci-fi or having like even a paranormal element to it.
Well, this season, is not done by the original showrunner, and he adamantly does not like this season because it's not what he originally created.
Okay,
it's not my work. I don't like it.
All right. Well, it is what it is. Love it.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Leave it. I mean, it's not something that I go to, as far as like, oh, I want to feel this kind of. I think there's people that seek that kind of edgy vibe out, maybe with their shows, but a lot of times I'm still, I'm surfing through for my next
I'll definitely
British comedy. That's my jam. But I do want to binge Better Call Saul and kind of catch up to.
Again, I don't know why I stopped watching. Why it took me so long to get back to watching.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not that far in. I'm on season 2 or 3 of. I'm sorry, episode 2 or 3 of season 3. So you can catch up pretty quick.
But you know what we should do?
Yeah, you can knock out Better Call Saul pretty quick. I mean, because it's
we should catch up with a commercial break.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa, weird. I feel like the dude from Back to the Future. Yeah.
We got a kiss, but they won't remember who I am.
That's kind of cool. That's a projection in my hand.
Yeah,
we've been seeing them the whole time.
That's what the porn. That's what the porn sites see.
Sometimes we don't want to see it where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last week I told Nick.
I wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're still talking about.
Well, I wanted before we got off TV, I just wanted to ask Matt because he said British TV. I'm assuming you finished Coupling now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. I finished Coupling.
And I thought it ended very well. I thought, there's no other way to end that show.
Right. No, I can't remember if we talked about it or not, or maybe you weren't.
You were just starting season 4 last time we talked about it.
Maybe it's because you missed an episode and then
and
then on that episode I'd finished Coupling.
Okay.
And then I probably moved on to because there for a while I burned through like Black Books. I actually enjoy Black Books almost better than Coupling.
Oh,
so just because Coupling, there are some really smart episodes of Coupling that are just brilliant. You're just like, oh, the way they did that, like the Split episode,
right?
You're
just creatively, I thought that was, they took, but that last season is a little like,
it's a chore,
with that other character, you're kind of like, ooh, where's this going?
Yeah, because and the thing is, what sucked is that that actor who left after season 3, he was so scared of being typecast. That's why he left. And he's been in a few things since, but actually the most successful of all of them, aside from the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, is actually
right.
it's Patrick. Patrick has been in a shit ton of stuff. He was
Oh
in
yeah. No, he was
SpongeBob
in
SquarePants.
Andor.
Andor. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was checking out the IMDb.
He's in V for
on all of those.
Vendetta. Like he's in a lot of stuff, and like every time I say him, I'm like, it's Patrick.
Yeah, no, I like those characters. I think they're
SpongeBob.
in that show. I think it's in many ways far superior to Friends if you're wanting like a strictly like relationship based couple kind of like story. I think like they're a lot bolder about the things.
That's
that
a
they
chance
address.
that a lot of actors take when they say, "Okay, I can't be typecast."
Right.
You know, I mean, you look at McLean Stevenson.
But I mean, you look at Friends, and they did like 10 seasons. Like this is like 4 seasons in British.
Yeah, I get
TV.
that.
It's like
it would
2
be
or
a grind
3 years.
Oh, I'm getting 1.2 million an episode,
Mhm.
and after that, I will make 25, $40 million a year for doing nothing. All right, I'll suck it up.
I mean,
I guess the thing that I don't get, I understand like you don't want to be typecast, but there are other actors that because they've gotten that comedic notoriety, they're able to blend into other comedy shows, and I've seen it with just my my watching of all of these different shows.
Again, I think we talked about actors who have that. You have to have a gift. You have to be talented. Sometimes you get typecast because that's all your range is.
Well, I mean, we were talking about Michael McKean and how he was able to kind of like navigate into different characters and do different, or even Better Call Saul with fuck, I'm spacing on his name now. Saul. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's why he did Nobody. I mean, you look at Nobody and look how he did a completely different character with that movie.
Well, like a lot of child actors, they go, I got typecast. Nobody wanted to hire me when I got older.
Odenkirk.
Probably because you didn't have the talent.
Right.
I mean,
But then I think of someone like Liam Neeson, which that might just be his choice nowadays. Liam Neeson was such a great actor. And it seems like for the last 15 years, he's done the same movie over and over and over. And you're like, what the hell, dude? You were Schindler.
I just watched the movie with him and Pierce Brosnan, and it's like it was. I saw it on Rotten. I was watching it and I was trying to figure out who all these actors were. So I went on Rotten Tomatoes and go, the audience gave it 54. I go, I think it's better than that. But then the ending, I was like, all right, that's the ending we're going with.
I don't know. I take some of those ratings with a grain of salt.
Me too, but when I got to the ending, I was like kind of going.
I mean,
okay, I get it.
So sometimes with like I'm on IMDb a lot because I love the trivia. I love to see the trivia, and it is kind of interesting to see kind of like, well, what do people consider the high point of this season? What's rated the highest?
Mine was on
this entire
Tomatoes.
show. Like, what is the biggest? Like I'm always kind of like, oh, what is the peak moment?
So you think the Ramblecast has a Rotten Tomatoes? Like which season is the peak?
Oh, sure. I'm sure it's the season that we're all 3 of us are not on it, and it's people would still vote for the Worm Taffy era after everything we've done.
It's just wasn't the same.
Well, actually, if you go look at the reviews for the first season of the Merry Men Show, they were not kind to Dale. they were. It was. Luckily, he didn't go on there because they were just brutal. And then I like the one review was like someone said, because if you go from the Lost podcast to the Married Man Show, it's like F-bomb this.
Well, they're two totally different shows. Yeah.
They go, man, you've had to probably really restrain yourself between the Lost podcast and that, and it really wasn't that hard. I mean, it's just like
it is for Chris.
Yeah. Well, he's
no, not really. I just don't care.
Every Owen and Bruce, it's an F-bomb every other.
Like, I can't remember.
No, to be fair,
okay, guys, let's just make sure we don't do anything, okay? And then 5 minutes in, like, what the fuck is this?
To be fair, the last few times that's happened, I was not the first person to curse. Just saying.
Who was?
It was Matt.
Or me.
Yeah, I did.
Matt has a potty mouth.
Sure.
But I can't remember the name of the movie, but it took place 3 years after the Civil War. And Pierce was this colonel in the
Cavalry.
Union, and what's his name was Liam Neeson was the was the bad guy. You
What
think?
year did this? 'Cause this must have been early in his career.
2015.
Oh,
It's just a few years ago.
wow.
And it starts off right away with just bam, 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 and but they kept showing little flashbacks. You're like going, okay, what's the flashback? What's the flashback? And then it kind of has a twist. You go, oh, really? If you think about it, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And at the end, they kind of just go, but.
So the ending sucks, but the rest of it was
the ending's
okay.
like, okay, maybe the Civil War should never happen.
But shouldn't have.
It was one of those things where I liked it, and I liked it up until the ending. I'm like going,
That's
okay, because Angelica Houston comes out of nowhere, and she's in the middle of this desert, and you're like going, well, where the fuck did she come from? So anyway, but it was okay. I'm sure Matt Treese has seen it because he sees everything. But I was saying last week, I told Nick that I watched Guns of Navarone with Gregory Peck, and I liked it. So then I said, you know what? I'm going to watch Force 10 from Navarone with Harrison Ford, Robert Shaw,
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams is in it. Remember, he played Apollo Creed. So it's funny. I forgot that they put Robert Shaw and the other British guy in at the end of the other movie, and it's like, but it was okay. I liked it, but I felt bad because Billy D. Williams recently passed away. One of those things. So anyway,
I mean, it still blows my mind because
sorry, I'm laughing at other stuff, not that. It was really sad, but.
We said that last week because he wasn't.
I'm cracking myself up over here.
I mean, because he wasn't old yet, No. I mean, but so it's just strange that Carl Weathers, and they still haven't really announced why or how he died. He's just, at least that I know of.
I haven't seen anything. He just passed away.
Yeah.
I think he was battling something. I think he was battling cancer or something like that.
Okay.
I didn't see that.
No, I thought it was his heart that gave out on him, but
was this?
I thought it was the heart too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I'm not sure because I thought I heard that he had a heart attack.
I mean,
prior, and then
if he just would have thrown in the damn towel, he would still be here.
Well, I was telling Nick, I go, the day he died, Cindy and I had just dropped the kids off at school. We had the Glatfelder boys, and we dropped them off, and we were driving along, and coming to Living in America came on with James Brown, and my wife was going, this. I go, no, that's the one where Apollo dies.
Oh yeah,
Apollo dies, and we're going back and forth. She goes, what? I go, yeah, remember Apollo? Rocky won't throw the towel, and the train's like, throw the damn towel. And Rocky's like, what do you mean? I don't know. I gotta end the Cold War. I can't throw the towel.
Because I'm a fighter.
I'm a fighter.
Okay, it's what I do.
He said, "Don't throw the towel." What do you want me to do, Adrian?
It's still one of the best 30 for 30s ever made. It was that one. It's like Apollo Creed was not in boxing shape; he was in dancing shape.
So he had arthrosclerosis.
Which
is essentially you get like lesions and shit in your arteries, and not great. Coronary. It's like a coronary artery disease.
Okay. Well, he was. I mean, you haven't seen one person come up and say a bad thing. He was loved. In Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if you guys read that.
Played football at San Diego State.
Oh,
ding, 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 ding.
No Raquel Welch, but
and Matt, and Chris on last week's episode, I'm in the Rogers Railroad. I'm in the wrong spot. Oh, did you just move me?
Oh, I must have moved you. I moved you a while ago.
I was like, I'm not.
It's when we had spaced out Chris the fifth.
Well, he was using the Force.
Yeah. And I can't remember which actor. I know it was an actress, but was sitting at one of the conventions with him, Carl Weathers, and they asked him because everyone was getting him to sign Apollo stuff and asking him about Rockies and all this like that. And I was telling Jack that was the question that she asked him was, don't you ever get tired of people always asking about this character that you played, 40 years ago or 35 years ago? And he said, yeah, I did. I used to get really sick of it when I was younger. He goes, but now I think of it as a privilege, that so many people all these years later still love that character. They identify with that character. And most actors never get that. They never get that character that everyone knows and like will always love. And he goes, now I just embrace it. And it's like,
we said last week in Rocky, he was the so-called bad guy, but he wasn't really the bad guy.
No,
if that makes sense. He was, you're rooting for the underdog, but Apollo Creed, you loved him. I mean, he was,
yeah.
Anyway,
well, he's a human character, like exactly. He's just to me, that's always. I love storytelling that's like that, where it's always up to the viewer to decide. Like I like a director or story that it trusts the audience's intelligence. That's like, hey, like, what do you think of this person? It's up to you, And then that's what makes what good art is, though. You can debate it with anybody.
Plus, he'll always be remembered. Always.
Yeah.
Because Rocky will always be, around. All right, let's move on to. We have the big event on Sunday, the Super Bowl.
Oh wait, did it happen?
The Super Bowl?
Oh yeah.
Would you tape
delay?
Now
He just looks like a floating head. You do, Chris. You just like your.
What's the background?
I don't know. I think that's just StreamYard background. Okay. I can't change it.
Oh, you can't change it. Oh, that's too bad.
I feel like he is. I feel like I'm in Upload Jack, and I've died. And he should have like little angel wings flapping behind him, going like.
Oh, did I tell you I finished Upload?
Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks back.
Oh, now he leaves us. Just because I was talking
regular self. Yeah.
Okay, here are all of the things that I talked shit about Chris here. And he's back.
Oh, he's back.
Chris looks like
I don't know what happened. That's weird.
Chris looks like the hologram you see of a dead person at the funeral.
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah, it's like when like sometimes you see it on their tombstone.
That's probably give it another 10 years. That's exactly what funerals will be like. You go in
Chris
there, you're
like
all
the
sad,
Avatar.
and then a fucking floating hologram of the dead person's there going, "Hey, thanks for being in my
the
funeral,
show."
dude.
I told Matt to watch on the cock. Remember, Upload was not Upload. It was 404 something.
La Brea.
Yeah, that's on the tombstone. It has a.
That's just freaky
because it's in the future.
Yeah. Well, and what it's going to be in the future is it'll be an AI Chris. So it'll be all of the things that he said on every podcast ever, and he'll just be able to react because he has all of this data that we've collected from podcasting.
When Carl Weathers was on Star Wars,
it's just going to be
that'll be on his main thing.
No, it's just going to be one scene of him knocking out an old guy on repeat.
When I kick that guy's ass.
Boom. Let's go see a Dave Matthews concert. Boom.
I am actually going to go see a Dave. I'm going back to the Gorge and in Washington State again.
How do I know that you were really going?
Are you really going to go there? Or are you just going to put the goggles on?
So what's crazy is that I actually when you have these things on, you look at your panoramic photos from your photo album.
Yeah,
it's fucking unbelievable. Huh. Like photos I took years and years ago. When you're wearing these and you look at like an immersive, mode of your panoramics, it literally surrounds you. It's fucking nuts. Like it feels like you're there.
Now, how does it do that? Like, especially if it's a really old photo, like how does it stretch the pixels to make it?
Well, I can show you in a second. I'll record myself doing it and I'll just send to you guys so you can see it. But it looks fucking amazing.
Can you do it for the show or just us?
I won't be able to. I won't be able to do it on here. But if you guys, I'll send you a video if you want to hold up like a phone or whatever. But
so if you're watching, like, for example, Total Recall, and you get to a certain scene,
you get 6 tits,
right?
Yeah, do you get 6 tits?
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
That's where you guys' math went to.
Exactly.
Well, it's easy to count.
Sure.
3 plus 3
did you watch Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Not while wearing this. No, I didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick screen recording, and I'll send it to you guys.
You didn't watch the greatest quarterback in the history of football win his 3rd Super Bowl?
I'm going to forget you even said that.
Yeah, he wouldn't be the greatest.
So I'm recording this. You guys will see this in a second, but this is what it's like to go to like revisit your panoramic shots, which is just amazing. So I'm like looking all over my room right now at this one particular photo. And I'll fast forward here as a wedding I went to.
Nice. Yeah.
Let's see.
You should do that for a living.
Although Jack, the first touchdown in the Super Bowl was thrown by University of Tennessee.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, he's
Yeah.
from Tennessee.
Juan Jennings. Yeah,
I did that to Tad Stones one time on Facebook. You know, he's the Disney guy.
Right.
I said, you know what? He was drawing these pictures. I go, do you ever think about doing that for a living? People are going, dumbass. He does do that for a living. I got all these different comments, and finally, Tad Stone goes, no, he's a friend. He's making a joke.
He's just fucking with
I go, yeah, I'm just joking, people. Lighten up.
That blows my mind, though. Like how
I felt like I was at Foxborough waiting to get my ass kicked.
Probably.
It's like fuck. No, what were you just talking about?
Super Bowl.
Super
my ass
Bowl.
kicked. Tad Stones.
Oh yeah,
Drawing.
yeah. Like on Instagram, maybe 3 weeks ago. Like because I love Pink Floyd, and someone had put something up, and it just said, you know, it was a chalk drawing of the Dark Side of the Moon record, and it said, "I'll see you on the Dark Side of the Moon." And of course, I wrote below it, "There is no Dark Side of the Moon." And of course, I have somebody immediately go, "You must be joking," and wrote, "It's literally the last thing said on the album." And then how many people have just given that person shit like for the last 3 weeks?
What are we looking at now?
Yeah, it's what
Jack,
Chris
do your phone horizontally first of all.
Yeah,
Rotate.
but like
And the
because
green
the
screen,
is
yeah.
throwing us
Oh,
off.
right. But I sent you guys like a recording of what I can see.
It's very
yeah. Okay, that's what he was
It
trying to
doesn't
put
do
up.
it justice because you're not like in the device, you're not like part of it. But when you're wearing it, it's pretty incredible.
I'm just saying, if I see a penis, and we get really mad.
I'm watching the
No.
first one there.
I'm always afraid. I mean, Nick, you had some good things you sent to us.
I did. I was on a roll this week.
They were on a roll. I mean, they're not tasteful, but they were funny.
Oh no, it's my dark sense of fucking humor. Like
I was laughing.
I'm
not gonna lie. I
get
was laughing.
or they don't. You know, because like
all right, going back to the Super
throw
Bowl.
some morbid shit out there.
What did you guys think of the Super Bowl?
Good
I
game.
Watched the fourth quarter and overtime. So
well, that was the best part.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't see it.
It was a good game.
I was
I
showing
like
that,
to see close games like that. I wish
I thought you
San
were showing
Francisco would
Chris
have won, but
I picked Kansas City because of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like I said, he still has a ways to go, but he just does things that no other quarterback has ever been able to do. I mean, he just
ever.
You sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Was Tom Brady a mobile quarterback?
Okay,
if Tom Brady didn't have a wall protecting him,
right,
he would not have had the success he had.
There's different
Patrick Mahomes.
There's different kinds of quarterbacks, Jack. You should know this. Michael Vick was not a standing quarterback either, but look how long he
didn't have the accuracy or the imagination to make. I mean, he was. Look at Patrick Mahomes when he got that ball. I mean, it's almost like Tom. It's like Tom Brady. I'll give Tom Brady credit. What if that would have been the same situation? Tom Brady would have drove it down for a touchdown. But Patrick
that
Mahomes,
last play though was like balls of steel, like just to not call timeout to burn that clock down. Unbelievable.
They didn't have to call timeout.
What do you mean?
It would have gone to a second quarter.
No, but they had that. What down was that?
It was like second down, third down. Because I was saying the same thing. Why aren't they calling timeout? They go,
but they
didn't have to.
The clock management to just use it, because I think the time was that the shot clock was 1 second shorter than the.
This is not basketball.
But you know what was I'm sure you guys have read that too. Is that a vast majority of the 49ers players did not know the overtime.
Because I'll be honest, until
rules.
Tony Romo said something, I'm like going, "What the fuck are you doing? You have 3 timeouts. Call timeout. Call timeout. Call timeout." And Tony goes, "Relax, everybody."
Well, the 49ers thought that it was the first. They thought it was sudden death. They thought overtime was sudden death, like it is in regular season.
They were assuming they were going to kick a field goal to tie it
and win.
No, tie it
to tie it because they needed to tie it. They in the overtime
but
there.
Andy Reid is such a brilliant coach. They practiced it.
Yeah, they
talked about it. They practiced it. But again, I know Tom Brady right now is the GOAT. I'm not going to argue that, but I think Patrick Mahomes,
he's won more Super Bowls.
He's won more Super Bowls, but Patrick Mahomes this team was not very good. They were good defensively because people are blaming Brock Purdy. I go, We had Chris Jones in his face the whole game.
I mean, they bent, but they didn't break because it comes down to the fact that Purdy couldn't get it into the end zone.
Right.
Yeah.
A touchdown with any of the last 2 drives that the 49ers had.
But if you watch the plays, he literally had no time. I mean,
like you look at the very last play on when they're on offense, the O-line fucks up royally.
Mm-hmm.
There's
and the center called out the guy. He was drunk and he called him out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't really watch the NFL a lot. I did question Kelsey. Is that his name?
Yeah, Travis.
Yeah, he was wrong.
I questioned his intelligence a little bit after Super Bowl because one, yelling at your coach, and then just the weird shit he did after the win. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, he's a
emotional
player?
What
do you mean? What the weird shit he did after the win?
Just standing up there with the trophy and everything, just all the weird shit he was saying.
I missed that part. I didn't watch that.
Oh, yeah. It was
he just came out singing Viva Las Vegas.
Viva!
Dude, did you see the video of him from the parade?
No.
Mm-mm.
Holy shit. He was hammered. Like
they were all hammered.
No, but like he had to be held up.
Yeah.
and he was trying to get the crowd to sing with him. He had the lyrics up on and he's holding his phone up to Friends in Low Places.
Oh.
And he was like, it was fucking crazy.
Wow.
Like he was like throwing up drunk like that. Like it was bad.
He was definitely shit faced.
Yeah.
He's a party animal.
Dude's getting dumped.
Look at his girlfriend.
So is his girl. She gets hammered too.
Oh yeah. Have you guys seen that video? It's them. It's them two. Like 2-3 nights ago, they're at a club and someone is filming them. He was smart enough to see them filming it, but you can see where Taylor's he's smoking a joint. He's clearly getting high, and Taylor actually asked him, "You said, can I get a hit?" And he went, "Somebody's filming you." And she went, "Oh, okay, never mind." Because they're not, you know, God, you imagine
the God image of having her smoking weed.
Right.
Yeah,
right, sure. Exactly.
She'd be so much cooler.
I don't think it was well, she has a lot of young fans, so I get that.
Yeah,
sure. But he came out and said, he goes, it's just the relationship Andy Reid and I have, and I think there's several other coaches you couldn't do that with. You couldn't run up to Bill Belichick and bump in. Right. I mean, Tom Brady used to argue with. I remember him arguing with Bill O'Brien and other coaches.
What's his name?
McDaniels.
McDaniels, yeah.
But there's no way he would go up to Bill Belichick and start screaming. There's just no way.
If he's not retiring,
Andy Reid's not retiring.
Then, and Kelsey,
he's not retiring. He said he's not retiring. He said as long as Andy Reid is there, he will play.
Then I could see where, I mean, they definitely. So they definitely are a huge contender for next year.
So they have the brothers, Jason and Travis Kelsey. Have
but I thought Jason could.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite good.
Cindy has actually downloaded it because she's
what's better, the Ramblecast or the Kelsey brothers?
Oh, Kelsey brothers. No doubt.
Ramblecast is far better. Jesus Christ.
My wife's never downloaded.
We don't have big sponsors like that, fuckers.
No. I mean, we got a floating head.
You do have a floating head.
It's the best we can do.
Chris looks like a kind of a version of a Jedi that was just like, brah, what's up?
Well, actually, his brother, his brother, Jason Kelly called him out, said, "All right, dude, let's just talk about it." He goes, "You were wrong.
You were wrong for doing what you did.
You went way over the line." He goes, "Yeah, I admitted it. It's just a heat of the moment and stuff like that."
What did he go over the line about?
He shoved the coach.
Well, I don't think he shoved it. He bumped into him, and then he literally gets in his face.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Andrew's just looking at him like going,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's one of those things that kind of got blown up a little bit more than what it is, because if you actually watch it live, it's only a few seconds. But the still image of him like being this close in the head coach's face is just like, dude.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah.
You don't do that to your coach. I don't care if your coach is right or wrong. I mean, I know as coach in hockey, I had a rule: if you yell at me or do something like that on the bench, you're gonna sit. I go, you could be 100% right.
Yeah.
Don't fucking yell at me on the bench.
You'd say, get split, banana. I often remember hearing you say that. It was
I used
such
to
a
say
classic
that. Yeah, Banana Splits,
Jackism.
which was a great cartoon back in the 60s
Hey,
and 70s.
you guys, why don't you Splitsville?
Why don't you split out of here? But I thought it was an excellent game, and I said I was rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs. I would not have said that 8 years ago.
Yeah,
Just to
you
say,
and you and me both. I mean, I got some rust.
I would not have said anything about the Chiefs because I was brought up to hate them.
Right. Yeah. And that's what blew my mind was that I went to the grocery before the Super Bowl, which is the dumbest idea in the world. Because it's all the shit's gone. But I couldn't get over the amount of Chiefs fucking jerseys I saw because Colorado is like, fuck you, Kansas
Broncos.
City. Yeah, it's all diehard Broncos. And the fact that I saw so many people wearing Chiefs shit, I was like, do you know where the fuck you are?
It's the Patriot effect, though.
I guess.
No, I'm serious. Like, I mean, kids. I mean, they're gonna go with the hot hand. You know, they don't have any allegiance to.
But a town
what's
like
happening
Denver,
to his head?
Denver loves their. Even though Denver has not been good.
Quick,
for like
fuck your mom,
years.
Chris. Fuck your mom.
Denver loves their football team. They love the Broncos. So to wear Chiefs gear, and then you had Drew Tranquil during the parade. He was a former Charger. He went. They're blaming. He went to. They didn't sign him, so he went to Kansas City, and they're saying fucker went to chase a ring and all this different. I go, well, isn't that the whole goal is to win a Super Bowl?
It is, but
I mean, Charger fans, LA Charger fans. I'm just gonna call you guys if you're listening. You're some of the stupidest fucking fans. I mean, you guys just don't understand. And they've got to. He said, "This is better," and of course, what happened later on, it got blown out of proportion. He goes, "This is so much. This is better than LA." All he was saying was the organization is better, not the city, because then you had the shooting and all the other stuff. So Charger fans like, "See, LA's better than you." It's just like fuck.
I mean, I personally don't like people who chase a ring. It's like some idiot down in Denver the other day proposed that the Nuggets buy out LeBron to get LeBron to come play for Denver so they could have a dynasty. And it's like, no, fuck that guy. You know, he's not a team player. He never has been.
He's not a team player. But
Nuggets ain't. Yeah, and the Nuggets ain't going to go anywhere. I mean, the Nuggets are just fine.
But problem is the Chargers didn't want him. They didn't sign him.
The Chargers?
No, not LeBron James. I'm talking about Drew Tranquil, the linebacker.
Okay. All right.
And so, where am I going to go? I'll go to Kansas City. I don't want your deal. If I'm a player,
he
doesn't want me. I'm gonna go where I have the best chance to win it all. Because how many great players have played their whole careers.
Yeah,
and never even been to a Super Bowl, let alone win one.
The thing loyalty too, though, because I don't know. I just when I think about like the GOAT, when people talk about like, who's the greatest or who's a good player, no one's going to deny Dan Marino is not one of the best quarterbacks ever.
I got you. You finally laughed at one.
That was all right.
I didn't see it.
So side chat, everyone out there. That's why Chris laughed. But
is it a private chat?
No, the public chat.
Comments.
Oh.
But I respect Dan Marino for always being a Dolphin, just like how Tom Brady. Of course, Tom Brady didn't have to leave until he got old, but Tom Brady played for everybody. Same like Brett Favre, or Michael Jordan. They stuck.
Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, they stuck with the team and they made it happen. People who constantly just jump ship because it's like, oh, my teammates aren't good, but I want to win. Then it's like, well,
I get that, but if you have, like you said, if you're cut loose by your team, then I can go to Kansas City, which is clearly the best organization in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
I mean it's not even close. I mean, like New England was the best for what, 20 years?
20 years, yeah,
20 years. I mean, if you had it, I mean, they own the division. They went to what, 8 Super Bowls?
7?
Well, they went
6.
to they won 6. They went to like 8 or 9, right?
Yeah.
Either way,
fucking Tyree.
I don't know. It's just one of it's like, I don't know. I guess I respect loyalty. I just do. Like you look at now that like Saban, at Alabama has left. How many of those kids have jumped ship like rats sinking a sinking
same
ship?
Same thing with Michigan. With Harbaugh.
Same with Michigan. Yeah. Well, Michigan sucks anyway. I hate Michigan.
Oh,
I've always hated Michigan.
One thing about the Super Bowl that I meant to. I really loved the commercial where they had the players as animals, and I wanted to see more of those. It was kind of more earlier on, and I think it was.
I don't think I laughed at a single commercial.
The Duncan one was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, the Duncan one was good. I liked that one. Yeah. So they had the seagulls, or not the Seahawks. Sorry, the Seahawks flying in, but it was like the players.
Seattle Seagulls.
And one of the Seahawks dives down and gets an eagle or gets a
biscuit
fish in its mouth. I wanted to see a dolphin player jump out as a dolphin.
Oh, that would have been good.
But they had ravens. They had ravens in a tree, and then they also had eagles.
Was this during? I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, it was. Maybe it was in the lead up. It was very, very early on in the
game. Well, the lead up. Jesus Christ, the game didn't. It was like, come on, start the fucking game.
Well, I wouldn't watch it until it was on. So it was.
But you had.
I love the commercials.
I didn't. Did you guys watch the halftime show? Because I went and took a shower.
Yeah,
dude, it was awesome.
I liked it. I liked how they kept. There was not a big. Like the stage was cool, and the graphics on the stage. At one point, I thought Usher was a Time Lord because I've been watching Doctor Who so much. But I liked how it started where it was just on the field with a lot of dancers, and they utilized the drum corps.
Shitty.
How anybody could watch that and say it was shitty is fucking beyond me.
I'm just repeating.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying the fact that someone saw that and said that was shitty. Like what? Like okay, so it was a phenomenal performance in which he actually sang. Fucking Matt. He actually sang. And as did Alicia Keys, that was not lip synced, and they did a phenomenal job. He fucking roller skated and sang a song.
Wow, roller skated.
Yeah, it was weird. Like,
did he wait on cars too?
Yeah, right. But like it was a great performance. And then Alicia Keys was awesome. Her came out and had that guitar solo was pretty awesome. And it was like an anthem for like the the class of 1998 and 1999.
I gotta wait here with Nick's. What was Nick's opinion of it?
I didn't see it.
Why does it? You didn't see it? Okay.
Remember, I didn't watch, but the fourth quarter.
Oh, that's right. I apologize.
But did you guys catch that though? Like I saw this. It's going to be a Mandela effect in a few years, where Alicia Keys actually hit a opening sour note. Her throat cracked, but they've already
already edited it.
They already edited it and made it to where it's correct. It's like, what the fuck, guys? Like.
I did read today that Usher was paid $641 for the.
They don't get paid.
Make these
now wait a minute. But he's going to make $100 million on concerts and videos and everything. So he got paid $640, but he's going to make $100 million. So I say next year we do the halftime show.
Okay.
All right. Chris can come as his favorite avatar.
I'll do that.
John mentioned he liked the Kennedy and Jesus ad. Now the whole time I'm watching
that was fucking awful.
I liked the Jesus ad.
I'm watching the Jesus foot thing. I said my first thought was
that was fucking awful.
Fucking awful.
These commercials are costing $7.5 million just to air, and how much does it cost to produce? I said, so $10 million. I go, how many people could you have fed? I'm not trying to upset Jesus
insane.
Out there. How many people could you have fed on $10 million? And what was the commercial doing?
There is a room in the Vatican somewhere where the marketing team got together where it's like, we have to rebrand Jesus.
Because the best thing was all the memes on Twitter about Rex Ryan. Remember, Rex Ryan came out. He had all those videos released about him licking his wife's feet. So it came out showing no one liked this commercial more than Rex Ryan because it feet. Huh. That was
but the Kennedy commercial that was fucking twisted.
Well, he came out and said
he came out and said that he had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that he like immediately. I remember reading that tweet from him saying
he goes,
this was made without his endorsement, without his consent. It was nothing to do with him.
Whoa.
Weird. Huh.
Well, I was watching going, okay, how's this going to help him? But again,
like image wise, I guess everyone loved Kennedy.
well, a lot of women love Kennedy.
Matt Kay says it wasn't Catholic. Oh yeah, sorry. The Vatican just in my mind is where I go to.
Because Chris is Catholic.
Until I reach the age of reason.
Yeah,
he is what the youth pastor's newest attempt to reach kids would look like.
Just speaking of Catholicism, I think Chris.
Can we say a couple more of these for the people that are just listening at home? Because they
sure.
don't know what Chris looks like.
Oh
no,
Chris looks like the swipe left that Barbie sees when she's on a dating app looking at different Kens. Chris looks like
wait,
how
swipe
Andy
left is good. Is that good or is that bad?
I assumed it was bad, but
I don't know which.
Chris looks like how Andy from Toy Story would imagine his missing father.
How come you're reading the ones I'm not posting?
I don't know. These are just the ones that I've come up with. So. And Chris looks like how Andy from Parks and Rec would design his Second Life avatar.
Okay. Yeah.
Jack.
Yeah. Other than that, I wasn't really. I just the commercial. I was like, eh.
I admire you having the avatar, Chris. I only say these things because
it's all good.
I'm jelly.
He's jealous, man.
I know.
He's
Wait
jelly.
until I have my own.
I'm not sure if I sent it to you, Jack. And I always sent it to Chris because anything that's a good Catholic joke, I'm going to send it to Chris.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. Let's have.
Yeah, Jack, did I send it to you one where it's a guy asking his grandmother, you assume it's his grandmother, what's the difference between a Catholic priest and Andy from Toy Story? Andy at least goes limp when a child walks into the room.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my whole family's my family on my side is not Catholic, but they're not practicing Catholics. I'm sure they went and got the little chalk mark today. Was it yesterday or today that they had to get the chalk
ash
mark?
mark?
Ash.
Ash mark. I'm sorry, chalk ash.
It's not Chalk Wednesday, Jack.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, and
what are you giving up for Lent? I always because they always get mad. They go, "What are you giving up for Lent, Dad?" I go, "Well, I'm giving up being happy." I think I can do that. I think I can do that for 40 days.
We found out last week also, because Jack's always said he's Swiss, so we kind of go, all right, you're neutral, you're cool. But then he also admitted last week, guys, that he's also half English. So Chris and I are going to kill him for being our oppressor.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, I have a lot of Irish in me too. A lot of Irish in me, a lot of drink. And I did write down. You remember Tom from MySpace?
Yeah, they were like Tom. Tom was your friend. He didn't judge you.
Yeah, he had that picture of him going. He sold MySpace for $560 million 2 years after he started it. He's never worked a day since. He's been retired at 33, I think.
Yeah, if you know proper money management, well, of course, you could blow through 500 million, but
you can. But if you invest it right, and don't buy Apple though.
But the thing is, what's stupid is that MySpace was vastly superior to Facebook. But Facebook was easier. It was more trendy, so it got more popular. But you could fucking code in MySpace. You could embed shit, and it was like this was so much cooler. But whatever.
We set that first marathon podcast with MySpace, getting people, famous people to join us because of that, and except that Daniel Kim, who our talk shoe broke down, but that's okay.
That's right. Yeah, talk shoes suck though.
Yeah,
you don't hear anything about talk shoe anymore. That's for sure.
I don't think it's around anymore.
I doubt it.
That's where Matt and I first hooked up.
No, yeah, we met. We hooked up.
Yeah.
No, it's still on. Talk shoes.
You definitely look at Max Headroom. Yeah, you just need to be. You need to be like Back to the Future Part 2, like.
I never got the whole Max Headroom thing.
I never did either.
I didn't get it.
Yeah. Also, Chris looks like Marty's child. I don't know. It's like you look like Marty's older cousin. That
are you gonna do this every week?
I don't know. I literally didn't know I could do this until I saw it when we first started.
If you can get a
It's-
different background because
I
you
think
kind of
it's-
you kind of blend into the background, which
Well,
I think
you-
hurts your avatar.
No, I
Well,
like
you
the
look like you're in,
background.
well, it looks like he's in an office setting. You know, it just feels like
yeah, that's just
professional.
not Chris.
There's a weird wooden spoon in the background
It
that also
should
looks
be
like
a dark room filled.
No, you
full of
should
plastic.
get Foxborough.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
I believe this is a StreamYard setting
glass.
and not.
They
my
might have
device.
something where you can upload. You could upload some. Oh, we lost him completely.
That's
No,
good.
he's still
I'm here. I'm just fucking around with some of the
He was
settings.
boring as anyway.
I think
Yeah.
that was probably so you guys haven't seen upload. That's probably the most disturbing part of upload is the way that you get uploaded.
Yeah.
It's like what
yeah.
the fuck?
Huh. Okay.
It's a great concept, but
Yeah.
Interesting.
Basically, they upload while you're alive. You have to be alive while you're being uploaded. But the thing is, as soon as you're uploaded, they kill you. And so you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like if you get shot, you have to be uploaded before you bleed out.
Die. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
First is it first 3 seasons?
There's 3 seasons. Yeah.
The first 2 seasons are hilarious. Second season's not bad.
It's just short.
It's just short. Well, no, short season
2.
was this 4th season that just came up?
Maybe it was. Oh, I'll tell you.
I don't remember, but the first season's hilarious.
First season's great. Yeah.
The problem is it was too long in between the last whatever this last season was between the season before that. It was like 2 years. It seemed like it's like I forgot who all the characters were.
And then Jack and I talked about it also a little bit last week. Have you guys started watching Masters of the Air yet?
No, I've been meaning to watch.
I'm still on the
it was there's only 3 seasons, Jack. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, all right. Master of the Airs is the Band of Brothers type show.
Before we lose Casper, the friendly ghost here.
Well, it's a stretch with friendly.
I know.
True.
It's the modern day reboot. That's
Casper, the angry ghost. He'll kick your ass.
It should be
at a
that
football
way.
stadium.
No.
Hey,
it should.
my grandfather's
they
name-
should make another.
My
ghost,
grandfather's
Boston
name was
ghost.
Casper, and I had never met him. He died before I. So I always, every time I saw Casper, the friendly ghost, I go, "What if my grandfather was friendly?" I don't know. Probably not.
we should continue on with our verses.
Did you guys not do one when I was gone?
We did not do. We haven't done one since. But I was
All right,
thinking,
been
okay,
waiting.
we should.
We've
How
been
the next?
waiting.
How the next pick should go. Whoever's pick 1 goes last. Whoever got the third.
That makes
amount.
sense. Almost like
Whoever
a fantasy football draft.
Yeah. So whoever had the
Oh.
lowest amount of votes
Okay.
goes first, second, third, fourth.
I see.
All right,
how
I'm
that
pretty-
I don't remember who
let
was
me-
what,
Let me
but-
find it. I mean,
I guess
think-
Jack
I-
was
I
last.
third
think-
and fourth.
I
Third
think I
and
go
fourth
last.
were like third and fourth were.
And if there's a
Ties
tie,
the whole time.
then we have to roll a die, I guess, to see
Yeah.
who's gonna go.
I gotta scroll down. It's been a while.
I thought about that today. So
I thought we were just going in order, like
I thought
Like,
we were
because-
but
gonna
I
go
couldn't
to-
remember what order it was.
because Nick had the first pick, and then you had the second pick, and then I had the third pick, and then I thought we were gonna rotate through that way, but whatever. We can do lowest goes first.
Yeah. So third and
Hey,
fourth are still
Yes,
tied.
I'm just throwing it out there, man.
All right. Do you guys want to know the results?
Yeah. Let's hear the
All right.
results.
So part 1 of 4 was
Part 1.
in our verses was who are we picking for our drummers for our fantasy band?
Okay.
Tied for third and fourth with hold on. Son of a bitch. With 3 votes each, sadly,
Oh.
which is Stuart Copeland and Keith Moon.
Hmm.
Oh.
I think they would. You think they would have done better?
I would have, because Keith Moon was like my second choice. So I was shocked that he only got 3 votes because Keith Moon's an excellent drummer.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
kind of-
I don't get it. Man.
I'm happy to have him on my fantasy band. So
Sucks to be you,
but,
man.
I'm your fantasy band.
I'm just your fantasy band. Woo!
In second place is John Bonham. And in first place,
Just don't throw up.
yeah, and in
Just
first
doesn't-
place is Neil Pert.
Makes sense.
Rush. Dun, 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 dun.
well,
Dun, 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 dun. So who's first? What order are we going this? And are we doing best bass player?
Yes, bass player.
Ooh,
Bass
best
player.
bassist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a tough one.
So who's going first?
That
it's
would be. It's going to be between who's in third and fourth. You got to roll off for who's going first.
So we need a die.
Be between you and me.
You and
I mean, I can do the dice. You just won't see it.
Ah.
At
Oh,
this point, I won't
Just
see
gonna
it.
have to.
Excuse me.
Just gonna have to believe you on this.
Is the shirt you're wearing now? Is that the shirt in your
No.
avatar? Or is that okay? The avatar.
No.
He's
Oh,
forever.
ironically, it is, but
Oh,
yeah, but it's that's not how that works. Yeah, so
Okay.
it just took the
it's
picture.
like in the
of what I was
TV
wearing at
show
the time.
Ghost. It's like what you died in. That's what you got to wear.
It's funny.
for
I
this
actually
real.
am wearing that shirt. Okay. So
The
who
arrow in my
is
neck would probably be crazy.
So it's going to be between
coming
Jack
back.
and Matt.
between Jack and Matt?
No, I was in first. I had Neil Peart.
Oh, really? I thought Chris had Neil Peart. Okay, so
Yes.
no, it's going to be between
No, he
Chris
wanted
and
to
Matt.
pick him, but
I
I
wanted to
picked him
pick him.
ahead of him.
Oh, okay.
This is gonna be tough.
This is going to be tough.
This is gonna be a tough one, guys.
a wild and wacky.
All right. So who am I rolling for first?
Me,
It's gonna be
roll
you
for
or Matt.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Rolling.
Oh, I think he.
That's a
got it.
one.
I think you lied.
What the fuck? Like,
Rigged.
One.
Rigged.
Sure.
You're
He's-
holding it up, but we can't see it.
I think he's just miming it. It's been this whole
I'll just
time
use
I've
your
been
hand, man.
ripping on him on the.
It's a one.
Okay, I got it.
All right, Jack.
Have it. Not Jack.
No, it's
Or whoever-
between- It was you.
It's me.
Oh, how
Yeah, didn't you have
convenient that-
Copeland?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
It's how convenient that you got a 1, Matt.
And then I got a 7.
Oh wow, wow, fancy that. Well, I'm glad that the person
What
that
a
doesn't know
shocker.
that we're
Well, I mean,
picking a bass player.
Avatar
go
Chris knows how to
first.
cheat.
Hey, you know what? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right. Typical patriot.
He's scrolling through. Greatest bass player.
I am.
Well,
Nope.
who's first?
Nope.
Yeah,
Chris
but
is first,
It's
right?
him. It's the guy that didn't do his homework. I mean, I was really crunching on this one. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one.
shit. I'm gonna go with Phil Lesh.
I knew you were going to go with fucking Phil Lesh.
I knew you'd take the J pick.
It's not the J pick.
That's not a J pick.
No.
I don't know. I was just-
I'm going to take the J pick.
What band,
so-
what band- you're taking him.
Yeah, so I mean, you look at what he was able to do with the Grateful Dead. I mean, blending all those different types of musical styles together, while on copious amounts of hallucinogens, and still coming out sounding like fucking magic.
He could
Maybe
only
that
have done it
made
if he
it-
was
made him
on
better.
copious amounts. I
Yeah.
mean, that's how he found his way in.
Mm.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like a
So,
lightning
Phil
bolt-
Lesh.
Like a lightning bolt through the
Phil-
head.
Like, I was actually doing a little bit of research beforehand. Learned
Nice
a lot
job.
about
Good job.
learned a lot about Carol Kay, who, if you don't know who she is an amazing bass player, studio session bass player who's been on over 10,000 recordings.
Really?
Yeah,
I just saw her name. I was like, wow.
she's incredible. She plays on the MASH theme and Mission Impossible.
The Mash theme.
She's on Pet Sounds.
Suicide is Painless.
She's on
Yeah, she's part of one of the session.
she's on These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Really?
Yeah.
the wrecking crew. Yeah,
she's
part of
on
the wrecking crew.
She's on La Bamba. Yes, the Wrecking Crew. So anyway,
Matt
but
Trees likes
I'm
that
going
too.
with I'm going though with
Son of a bitch.
fucking what?
No, that's not who you're going through?
That's not who I'm going to go with though,
I
because
already
I'm
wrote
going
down.
for the J. I'm going for the J pick.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, if I can have him in my arsenal, why wouldn't I pick
You're gonna
Sir
go-
Paul McCartney?
That's what I figured.
You're sexist. That's why.
No,
Lame.
You built this woman up, and then
she's
go Paul McCartney.
amazing. She played on Unchained Melody with the Righteous Brothers. I mean,
you can't talk about her if you didn't pick her. Sorry.
Well, I'm putting it out there.
Ba-dum,
Carol
ba-dum,
Kay.
ba-dum, bum.
She's an amazing bass player, but got to go with Sir Paul McCartney. I mean, why wouldn't I have one of the Beatles? You know,
Exactly.
I can't argue.
and
with
playing with Keith Moon, I'm coming up with my own super group over here. So they're gonna play the Doctor Who theme song.
Stuart Copeland and Phil Lesh is fucking sick.
This is the
All right.
hallucinogenic ghost.
Nick, you're up, buddy.
All right. I'm going to butcher his last name because I always do. But he probably is the greatest rock and roll bassist of all time, which is John Entwistle.
Oh, Entwistle. Yeah.
From The Who. He is extremely talented, man. And does not get the credit he deserves because he's overshadowed by the rest of the excellent band that The Who.
Yeah, it's a talented band. It's a talented band.
I had considered picking him just because I have Keith Moon.
Right. Yeah. It's hard to pick guys from the same band.
It's like I was thinking about Geddy Lee because I have Neil Peart, but I was like,
yeah.
Geddy Lee?
No. I'm not picking him. I was thinking also the bass player from that thing you do because he's just called the bass player.
Why not get Carol Kay? Because
Wolfman?
No, I'm not going to be
scary.
I'm not going to bring her up there, and I really thought about just doing the bass
player. On
player.
Simon and Garfunkel. I mean,
but I'm going to go with a little guy from a little band called Led Zeppelin. I'm going with John Paul Jones.
Great pick.
That's good.
That's a good one.
I love his name. I'm thinking about changing my name to John Paul Jones.
That's another J pick, but
wow,
Paul McCartney's definitely a J pick.
That is definitely a J pick.
That's definitely a J pick. I mean, the thing is that I think we've got
all three of you could have had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is that all of our picks, aside from Chris's, are extremely talented people.
Fuck you.
I learned something today about Carol Kay and my research.
I learned that I didn't have the guts to pick her.
I just knew that if I had the opportunity to get Paul McCartney, I was going to go Paul McCartney. Yeah. It's just
I knew someone.
Chris loved it when she sang "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." He was
I knew someone would pick Paul McCartney, Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah, I mean, why would you not? You know,
he was
he is arguably in the top 5 best.
Live and Let Die. Heard it on its own, just like not even like just that theme
or something.
I mean, it's just so
there's
good.
so many bass lines of his that are just so
Look,
Rain.
Paul McCartney. You were Matt.
Well, he influenced many people, including Sting. Sting credits his ability to play bass because of Paul McCartney.
It's Nancy Nate Reagan related.
She did like
I don't know.
She sucks.
I don't know.
So what next week is going to be
the lead guitarist.
Lead guitarist. That is going to be a tough one.
Lead guitarist, and then after that will be lead singers.
I've been watching a lot of
Sammy. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of Sammy Hagar interviews on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about obviously David Lee Roth and how they did that tour together and how they didn't even talk. He goes, we didn't even talk. He goes, he was such a dick, basically, is what he was saying about. Then he was talking about Eddie Van Halen, about how he was so fucking high and on so many different drugs and didn't bathe for a week. And he'd literally be playing different songs than he was singing. And then eventually he'd catch up, and I go, God, that's so, I mean, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from picking Eddie Van Halen, but
I read a headline the other day.
Who I met. We're good friends.
Supposedly there is, I'm not sure which era of Van Halen it is, but supposedly there is an entire album that they recorded and deemed it was not worthy of release. But I think Van Halen's brother is actually in charge of his estate, music-wise anyhow. And he also says the same thing. It's like, I don't see why we should ever release this, because it's not worthy of my brother. You know.
Well,
because
I mean,
he was just so fucked up. I mean, he was losing his teeth. He was just so hooked on drugs. It's sad because he was amazing talent. But it's been interesting just listening. He goes because they didn't talk. They didn't talk up until Eddie was like a week from passing away. But
sometimes I think I could get through this whole podcast without talking to one of you, and sometimes I feel like I do.
Wait a minute here. I mean, yeah.
Ew. I'm just I'm just joshing you guys. I missed you guys. Having the week off
You,
there.
you don't make me.
That's-
You didn't make me believe it just then.
It's how.
In fact, I'm
Jeff
gonna
says.
cry myself to sleep.
You know what? You guys should be thanking us because Colleen said that Matt and Chris have not made their monthly quota
really?
of podcasts in a while, and Jack and I we were
I
willing to
missed
take
one in like 6 months, 7 months.
Jack and I were willing to take $10, okay, this month each. Okay,
You got 10?
and
What are you talking about?
we said no. We'll give Matt and Chris some like $1.
You missed one.
Yeah.
You missed one.
I know. I'm kidding with you.
I missed one.
The Chris Avatar was getting pissed. That's all I know.
Yeah, he was
What the
mad.
fuck?
Yeah. He had the fake steam coming out of his
Angel
ear.
Chris was getting pissed.
No, the one thing I did notice though when Nick was gone is that Chris, he really comes to life when there's 3 of us. If
Is that
there's
right?
4 of us, yeah. Like you have this, you kick in this other gear where you're a lot more like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we all. I think we all do that though. I think that when one of us is gone, we kind of feel like we have to bring
Fill
it up
the
a
void.
notch.
Yeah.
Well, last week was like, okay, we gotta suck this thing.
I'm glad you guys were able to. So
Well, that's
I
what I think. Jack and I didn't realize. I knew Chris was gone. I didn't know Matt. You were not showing up last week. So when it was just Jack and I, that's the first thing he says. He goes,
I knew Matt
it's just
was
us
gone.
two.
I thought I might be able to, but at that moment I was like,
when you told me what, I go, okay, I get it. I've been there a couple times. But Chris was like the last second. So I sent something to Jay, and Jay, he still hasn't responded to that. I'm not kidding. He still has not responded to that text.
He's just not looking at it, not reading it.
But Jack and I thought literally it was going to be a 30-minute podcast, and we went for 2 hours.
We talked.
Oh, really?
Did you guys make any
politics.
Super Bowl? Did you guys make any Super Bowl?
Well, I think we brought it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to watch it? But nothing really.
To be honest, I don't don't remember what we talked. We talked about some movies.
Yeah, we talked. Well, we don't really. We just rambled, really.
Yeah.
We talked about sports. We talked. Just a little bit of everything.
My wife gets really excited about the Super Bowl for 2 things: commercials and the food. She could give a shit less about the game. So it's this weird reverse where
That's because the Colts haven't been there in forever.
She doesn't even care about that. It doesn't. The game is just.
No, it's just
we had Alex's birthday party, so we had.
So there's at some point she's out during a commercial. I'm like, babe, come on in here. So she missed the Mr. Pringles commercial. So
I think that
I don't think
happens
you
with
missed
everything. I think every holiday or every event eventually becomes something else to whomever.
Right.
It's like how many people celebrate Christmas who are not Christians, or how many people celebrate the 4th of July just because they don't see fireworks, that they have no idea what it means. Like you can do it with any holiday.
Yeah.
Well, I know that it was funny. I was like, when we first got the invitation, when Colleen sent us a text saying, Alex, I go, does she know that's Super Bowl Sunday? Because you could see a lot of the guys, it was at one of those jumping places, and I was watching a lot of the adult males going.
Yeah, you like to watch the adult males.
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
That can be said.
Well, I got Hayden, my one of my grandsons. He's 4. He's jumping on the trampoline. This guy gets on the trampoline, an adult.
Oh,
it's single trampoline things. He's like, I'm just gonna say he was a big guy, big guy.
Yeah.
And he starts jumping on the same trampoline as my grandson, who's 4, and bouncing. I go, and I looked at him. I go,
that's
and he
not
looked
okay.
at me. I smelled. What the fuck, dude? And he just like, oh. So he went and bounced on another one. I'm like, my grandson's afraid to. He goes, he's looking at me like, I go, we'll go somewhere else.
Kids gets fucking launched into space.
I go, I go, are you just fucking stupid? This is for kids. I'm not saying you can't go on there and break the trampoline.
It's a grown ass man at a trampoline park. Yeah,
right.
He's fucking stupid.
He's living on borrowed
kids.
time.
With kids, and I'm like, and then I'm saying this guy wasn't like a beanpole. I don't want to get too graphic, but I'm like going,
okay,
are you fucking kidding me, you idiot?
Are you saying something about my size, man?
No, I'm not saying anything about your size. I'm not skinny shaming anybody.
I think I brought this
skinny
up.
shaming that banana.
I think I've brought this up before, but like, the one of the biggest struggles when I was younger is I used to always think that if you're older than me, you're smarter than me because you've been here longer. But the older I get, I just want to go, what the fuck? You know, like at what point in your mental development did it just stop for you?
Yeah. And then imagine being a teacher.
Yeah.
And just holding back that rage.
Yeah.
It's like driving, because for the longest time I didn't have to drive anywhere. And now I have to actually pick up kids and all this different stuff. And Cindy's literally had to tell me, he goes, you need to stop. He goes, you have your grandkids in the car, because people are fucking stupid. I mean, people just don't know how to fucking drive.
No.
And they don't care. They're on their fucking phone. When people are on their phones, you know, when people are on their phones, I go, what the fuck? And I'm like, she goes, I go, all right. I've had to train myself to be calm. Now it's funny. She says something. I go, no, you got to be calm. We got grandkids in the car. Got to be calm.
My loving wife loves to remind me that the first cuss words that my son said, she immediately blamed her mom, actually. And then come to find out it was me, because I say damn it a lot when we were driving. And so we were getting on the highway, and then my son just yells, damn it.
Damn it.
Like,
oh, God,
no, it's about
God damn it. God damn it.
My son dropped an F-bomb the other day.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's what, 6 now?
Yeah,
my
5
son,
actually.
5. Okay.
Almost 5. But he got that from my wife. I've never done it before. But he doesn't know how to use the word.
Right.
So he was using it in
my granddaughter
anger.
knew it at like 2.
Like he was using the word from with anger, right? But then he was directing at his sister, and he's just like, "You're such a fucking Emma." I was like, I got to be mad about this for a second, but that's really funny.
I know my grandson, one of my grandsons was sitting on the back. I go, fucking God damn it. And he goes, who's the idiot now, Papa?
That's awesome.
I go, this guy in front of me. I go, but you know what? You shouldn't be saying these words. And because way back in time, my daughter, who was maybe 2 at the time, I'm putting together the gas barbecue, because they didn't used to come assembled. You used to have to put them together yourself. And I had all the directions were in Spanish, Chinese. I mean, anything. There was nothing in English. So I'm trying to, and I realized I'd put it backwards, the frame. I go, fuck, shit, God damn it, fuck, shit, fuck, shit, fucking. I'm just like having a fit. My daughter would follow me everywhere. So she goes in the house, shit, fuck, goddamn, shit, fuck, and I hear this jerk. I go, what? Listen to what your daughter's saying. I go, yeah, okay. All right, I'll try to relax. But you know, it's hard when you got, you know, especially now. It's like I should be past the time where the expiration date where I should be able to say whatever I want, right?
It's true. Yeah.
Right.
Have you guys seen that video? She's probably 3 years old, and it's like a mother and a daughter making a snowman.
Narrow it down.
They're she's wearing blue jeans, which is weird. No, it's like the mom, like they've made the base, the big ball, and the daughter's making the second one, but she puts it up and it rolls off, and she's like, and the mom's just recording her, making a good moment, and the little girl goes, "Fucking snowman, fuck you, snowman."
Yes.
Then the mom's
I haven't
like,
seen
"What?"
that one.
I have seen that one. I know
That's a nice one.
about.
That would have been good for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then the mom's like, "What?" And she's like, "Just kidding."
It's
cute. It's cute.
I did like the message, although it was weird because it's like Snapchat, and I'm like, well, that's still social media. But there was a commercial that they had where it was kind of showing like all of the horrible things about social media, like how it starts off as like something funny, and then it just kind of escalates into this like horrific thing, and then it's like for Snapchat, and I'm like, okay,
for Snapchat.
Yeah, and I'm like,
well, I remember
Chan, like
I go,
no, like it's for the.
Yeah. She goes, that was a Snapchat commercial. I go,
for
are they still around? She goes, yeah, we still have stock in it. I go, oh. Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah, kids still loving the Snapchat. I'm like, yeah,
I guess.
I know Chris sold all his to buy his car, but I've been pretty jazzed the last month or so. Like, crypto's
Bitcoin?
been
Crypto?
Yeah, I probably made like $3-4 grand in the last couple months.
Yeah, it's
Really?
gone up. I've been keeping an eye on it. I don't have any left, but
for Bitcoin or Bitcoin.
I only have a little bit of Bitcoin. I had like $100 in it, and now it's up
So
to
you're saying
450.
crypto's
I
the
think
one
what I
to go
have in
with?
Bitcoin. Well, I like I said, I lucked up and bought Ethereum when COVID hit. I already had like half a coin before, but then it dropped down to $90 a coin back in March of 2020, and so I bought two, and then I staked it, and so I have like 2.7 now, or 2.8 or something like that, and so it's worth like 7 or 8 grand, just those two and point whatever coins.
Nice.
Wow.
And so I'm probably actually going to sell them pretty soon because I have some debts I need to pay off. But I've just been kind of waiting, like, ooh, maybe if it gets to 8,500, then I'll sell. But yeah, because I imagine it's gonna. I remember Cliff when he came out actually saying that. He goes, "Yeah, they're saying that this spring it's gonna hit another boom like it did a few years back."
All right, this is the one hot dog guy you're talking about.
The hot dog guy. Hey, like Cliff, for all of his faults, he don't fuck around with when it comes to money.
I know. I know. He his money comes with like a pinch in it. I mean, he's a little tight.
I mean, the man lives in a retrofitted motel.
I know. I know.
He works for fucking Sony Pictures, and he telling what he makes, and he lives in a old hotel.
Oh, to be fair, it's L.A.
It's LA, yeah. But
So
he's smart though, because like his rent is like $800 a month. And
wow, for LA?
Yeah, it's because he's lived there so long. It's
in a bad area though, isn't it?
Well, it probably was when he first got there. It's not so bad as much as it is now.
Right.
But even if he moved one block over, you're talking about $2,400 a month. It's just because he's been at that location this entire time that his renter.
I remember him talking about it.
His landlord's not a dick. It's like, oh yeah, like you're a loyal guy. I'll just keep your rent as long as you're here. You can just pay that. Nice. He's like, fuck, why would I move?
John the retired guy says, what about keyboard players?
That's something I thought about. I was thinking about just 4 rounds. We could do 5. Keyboard players though are a talented keyboard player. Or you don't have as many options.
Could it count as a piano player?
We were just thinking about like a 4. We were kind of thinking about the classic 4. I think that's why we.
All right.
Because when you come to keyboard players, if you're gonna go, because like what are you gonna get Elton John or Billy Joel, or are you gonna go with like someone like Billy Preston? Who you gonna go with?
I'm gonna go Jonathan Cain.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna go with like a jazz musician,
like
throw a Coy Tyner out there, and just be like, boom, like we're just gonna mix all of this shit up.
Yeah, man. We can do man.
What if we went with like a, I don't know,
you can go Stevie Wonder,
tambourine person, like can
I would
get
pick
that?
Tracy from the Partridge Family without question. She was best tambourine player ever.
Chris looks like a virtual assistant butler for like a NASCAR driver.
He looks like he zoned out.
No, he's still there.
No,
I'm actually laying like almost back all the way back in my office chair, just reclined with my hands behind my back.
Well, we'd never know it.
I know.
2 words: keyboard cat. Yes, yeah.
Oh, that would be the one.
I don't get it. Keyboard cat. Is that Morris?
You've seen the keyboard cat.
You've seen
it's like 10 years ago.
Is like the internet.
Just Google keyboard cat.
I don't go in cats videos. I don't do those things.
Keyboard cat was cool.
It's like keyboard cat
is
like
into
the
pussy,
OG.
I'm sorry.
You're not into pussy? Damn, does your wife know?
She knows.
I gave up pussy once I got married. I'm kidding, of course. I'm joking.
I have loved that. Like I've seen this probably 4 or 5 times where it's like $2 million to not have sex for 2 years, and like all the comments are like, so no different than right now.
Yeah. Where do I pick it up?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that cash?
Can you get that in Ethereum, please? It's gonna be a big fucking bump in this April.
Yeah, it's just like anyway. All right.
So this is cool. I'm pleasantly surprised at how well this thing worked today with the Apple Vision Pro. But
that's actually, I wish I want one now.
Yeah,
$3,500 though.
Yeah, I don't want one that bad.
But yeah, it's fun, man. It's a wild ride.
Well, I'm going to save up some of my patron money and get one of those.
Okay.
in 20 years.
That'd be for episode 9,642.
Because we're at
I'm
episode
just
239 now, right?
239.
I don't know.
239, and we have 123 subscribers.
Every now and then, like we lose
On YouTube
part of Chris's
or-
face. And
Yeah,
it's
whenever
this
I put
weird-
my hand near my nose, scratch my nose, or
That is
I
weird.
take a drink,
Whenever you're
like,
snorting something,
It's a
that's
cock.
when you.
it's a huge dick.
You're like vaping or
It's a
something. like
ghost cock.
goes
It's a
goes to
cockergeist.
that guy's cock, right? That guy's dead, right?
Cockergeist. Or
No,
poltercock.
Big
All-
cock guy.
all my comments are meant in jest. I don't. I think you look great.
Thanks,
know,
bud. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Speaking of ghosts, yeah, like
your eyes. It's
Oh.
like amazing.
yeah, is that
Well-
well? Those would be the most accurate. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that.
So when your eyes are moving back and forth, that's actually you right now.
Correct.
Actually.
Like the only thing that's actually like but not even. I mean, I think that it tracks the movement, but it's the imagery that was taken from the front spatial camera is what is represented. But it is tracking like when I blink or I look to the left or look to the right or vice versa.
Can I get my avatar here?
No.
No.
You don't fine tune it. It's like it takes a picture of you.
Well, I'm paying $3,500. I can't give myself hair.
You haven't done that yet, so you can't complain.
Well, if I did, okay. If I went out to tomorrow and got paid $3,500, I couldn't get an avatar with hair.
That's coming next year with the updates and
No.
the expansion.
Well, you still do have hair back here, Jack, right? You just
I know, but
shave
it just escaped. I mean, just like it
You just have your avatar with the baseball cap on, like you always have the cap on.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of tracking, yeah,
Yeah.
so I got I don't know if you guys, it's like a light bulb security camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those because I wanted to see people who come to my door, and it's freaky the first time you use it because it just like follows you around. It constantly blows my phone up, going, "There's movement, there's movement." And I'm like,
yeah, it's pain. You got to turn it off.
Yeah, I did.
Pain in the ass. So we have the doorbell. We have the doorbell one.
The ring. I've got
Ring,
one of
and
those.
it's like bang, 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 bang. So we have like 5 cameras around the house. We have outside. We have one in the backyard, one in the side yard ring, and then we have inside ones. To watch every room because the grandkids are fucking around. Like
What happened? Did he hit the mic and then it?
I think so. I think so. This is
so. Jack, as soon as you put your mouth on the mic, it just killed all your audio.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're dead.
Yeah, this is perfect. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight for the. Like to thank some patrons that make this show possible.
I'm sure it was a
and
funny
send in-
joke, Jack. I'm sure it was hilarious. I'm sure it just made the grandkids laugh. Exactly.
Taking the foam part off of the mic doesn't bring.
Doesn't
important-
Can you hear me
bring
now?
power
Can
to
you
it.
hear me now?
Yes.
I
Good night.
froze.
You're froze.
Con.
It looks like another classic banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah.
Is that a banana in the tailpipe?
Well,
Well, this sucks.
this was fun, gentlemen.
All right,
It
all right,
was.
Matt, take us out of here.
He's trying.
Send us your emails.
Do we have any emails?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it.
Send us your, send us your
doubt it.
emails at rcadcast@gmail.com.
It's
I back?
rcadcast@gmail.com.
Nope, you're not back yet. We would sure appreciate
hear
that.
me?
Go ahead and vote on the Facebook group. You can always do that, or send us an email if you feel so inclined. Patrons that make this show possible. Wow, Jack, we really lost Jack there for a second. Joanne with the master plan.
Yes.
Maggie the magnificent.
That was just
Ed the
being-
creepy letter. Cool kind of carrier. And Eckhart Gladfelter. Thank you for doing what you do. Thanks for making this show possible. Thanks for all of those listeners that show up and join us live. We do appreciate that. Don't know if we're going to get Jack back to actually cancel out this show.
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yeah.
you,
Oh,
but you are gone, Daddy, gone.
I'm
So,
in
and
mood like
Thanks
so.
for the virtual Chris assistant who has shown us what it's really been like to love and laugh again and visit
right.
heaven.
I think I got cut off by Apple because I bitched about not being able to get hair.
Probably.
Because that's when it started.
It's like none more blacker. Ever since hearing Michael McKean, I just
Darkness is spreading.
keep wanting to rewatch This is Spinal Tap. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
They're making a sequel to that.
40 years. Are they making a sequel?
Yeah,
really?
Like it's
the
actually
same people.
Look up, same people, same director.
Really?
Whatever his name is.
They're all still alive.
Chuck's gonna be in there.
Yeah,
Chuck.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah, Chuck.
Chuck. Yeah.
McGill.
McGill.
Rob Reiner. Yeah, Rob Reiner, because that was Rob Reiner's first film, or not first, but first hit film.
Meathead.
And they're in production, I think, right now. If you
Really?
like Spinal Tap 2.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us. Go ahead, Jack. You got the controls.
Leaves.
Hasta luego.
And goodbye.
Bye.
See ya.
Arrivederci.
Adios.
I'm gonna try and end this.